Students, since the last few sessions we have been discussing about perfect competitive market and monopoly market. The core of classical microeconomic theory from Marshall to F.H. Knight was constituted by the theories of perfect competition and monopoly. Later, different economists identified that the existence of perfect competition or pure monopoly is far away from reality. Many economists argued that the reality lies in between these two extremes. One extreme is perfect competition, another extreme is monopoly, and the reality lies in between these two. In this video, we are going to explain the pricing process under monopolistic competition, which lies in between monopoly and perfect competition. Two most important works related with monopolistic competition appeared in 1933. These two works were independent of each other. The first one is The Economics of Imperfect Competition by John Robinson and The Theory of Monopolistic Competition written by E.H. Chamberlain. Both these works emphasized that the real life market structure is a combination of both competition and monopoly. These works are having different approaches and different methodology, but they arrived similar conclusions in case of the equilibrium of firm and market. Here in this video we are explaining the concept of monopolistic competition, its features, equilibrium condition, and the possibility of abnormal profit, loss, and normal profit. As the first, we can have the definition of monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition can be defined as a market structure in which there is a large number of firms dealing with differentiated products which are closely substitutable. This definition shows that there is an element of monopoly as well as an element of competition in the same market. It is clear that the term monopolistic competition is a combination of two words, monopolistic and competition. Therefore, it is clear that there are elements of monopoly as well as competition. Here, the monopoly element in this market is that each firm has absolute right to produce and sell a specific branded or patented product. For example, we can have various companies producing TVs, air conditioners, computers, food products, automobile. All these companies are having certain amount of monopoly power. They are enjoying this monopoly power either because of a specific brand or because of certain patents. Even though they are having monopoly power, they also will have to face competition from other producers. In case of automobile, there are various companies producing cars. A company's car is available, they can fix their price. There are certain consumers who are consuming same product. Whatever may be the price of the product, there are few consumers who are prefer to have that, but these firms will have to face competition from other firms who are producing same commodity. Now let us move to the features of monopolistic competition. The first feature of monopolistic competition is the existence of large number of sellers. There are various producers producing same commodity. Each firm is having independent policy of pricing. Second feature of monopolistic competition is the existence of product differentiation. This is the process of separating a product from other similar products. Here, a firm deliberately produces a differentiated products. A firm uses various techniques such as package style, quality of the product, etc. to separate their product from other similar products. This is one of the most important features of monopolistic competition. We will explain product differentiation separately. Third element is the existence of selling cost. Selling cost is the cost incurred by the producer to expand the sales of a commodity. It is the cost over the production cost. It is the cost incurred after the production cost. Another important feature of monopolistic competition is the existence of non-price competition. A firm will try to attract more customers from other firms because they are producing substitutable commodities. Normally, firms will have a tendency to enter into price war. Price war, here we mean that a firm reduces price to attract new customers, but the same process will be repeated by other firms as well. But price war will ultimately reduce their profit level. And price cut is a feature of perfect competition too. But here, under imperfect competition or monopolistic competition, a firm will attract customers by providing additional facilities to the customer. Selling cost also can be used for non-price competition. Providing free sample of the product, providing additional warranty, providing additional service facilities, etc. may be the methods to attract new customers. This normally come under the non-price competition category. These are the most important features of monopolistic competition. Now we are explaining some other features of monopolistic competitive market. Like perfect competition, in case of monopolistic competition also there is free entry and exit of firms. There is no restriction to enter into the market. A new firm can enter into the industry and existing firms can leave the industry. In the same manner, the existing firms can also introduce new products as well. That means there is proper freedom to the existing firms as well as to the new firms to enter into the market. Unlike perfect competition, the knowledge to the participants of the market is limited here. There is imperfect knowledge. Since there is imperfect knowledge, the prices of different products may be different. The price of closely substitutable products may be different. Along with imperfect knowledge, there is limited mobility to factors in between different markets. A factor of production cannot be moved freely from one location to another. There are restrictions. Therefore, the factor mobility is limited. Next feature is the existence of transportation cost. We know that different firms are producing different types of product, different variety of products. It is necessary to move a product from one location to another, and there involves transportation cost also. Besides these features, the objective of profit maximization, cost minimization, etc. are some other assumptions or features of monopolistic competitive market. As the next we are moving to the nature of average revenue and marginal revenue under monopolistic competition. We know that average revenue curve is the demand curve of the firm. Average revenue normally is downward sloping in case of imperfect markets. Here also under monopolistic competition, the average revenue curve is downward sloping because the firm can sell more quantity at lower price. If the firm is selling, if the firm want to sell more quantity, then the firm will have to reduce price of the product. In order to explain the average revenue and marginal revenue, we are drawing an x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we have represented quantity or output of the commodity, and on y-axis we are having price, revenue and cost of the commodity. We are going to plot the average revenue curve like this. This is the average revenue curve, a downward sloping curve like monopoly, but there is slight difference. This is not as much steeper as monopoly. This is a little bit flatter. Corresponding to this AR curve, we are having a marginal revenue curve which is downward sloping. If the number of firms in the market increases, this AR curve, average revenue curve or demand curve, will be little bit flatter. It moves in the direction of the arrow. If the number of firms decreases, automatically it moves in reverse direction, that is like this manner. Therefore, the nature of AR, the slope of AR depends upon basically two elements: the number of firms in the market and the degree of product differentiation. When there is no product differentiation, a product is similar to other similar products, automatically AR will be parallel to x-axis like perfect competition. But here there is product differentiation, therefore it is downward sloping. When the degree of product differentiation increases, the AR curve will become lesser and lesser elastic. When there is perfect product differentiation, the firm will become a monopolist, that is, there is no such similar products available. Now we are moving to the equilibrium condition of the monopolistic competition. The basic equilibrium condition are similar to perfect competition. The first condition is that MC curve should be equal to MR. Marginal cost curve should be equal to marginal revenue. And second condition, marginal cost curve should cut MR from below. It means that MC curve must be rising. If the equilibrium happens in the short run, we can draw short run marginal cost and short run average cost. In order to identify equilibrium, we can depend the equality between marginal cost and marginal revenue. Now we are going to plot the equilibrium condition of a monopolistically competitive firm. As normal, we have x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we have shown quantity of the commodity, and on y-axis price, revenue and cost. Here we are drawing average revenue curve as normal, and corresponding to this average revenue curve we are drawing marginal revenue curve, and corresponding to this marginal revenue curve we need to identify equilibrium. For the same we need to plot marginal cost curve. Now we are drawing the marginal cost curve. This is the MC curve. MC and MR are equal or intersecting at point E. This is the equilibrium point. Corresponding to this equilibrium point, we have identified equilibrium quantity, that is OM. Corresponding to this quantity, price of the commodity is OP. OM quantity is sold at OP price. This is the basic equilibrium condition of a firm under monopolistic competition. In order to check whether this firm is earning abnormal profit or normal profit or loss, we need to draw the average cost curve as well. Here in the short run there are mainly three possibilities. First possibility is that average revenue is equal to average cost. Average revenue may be equal to average cost. In such a situation, the firm may be earning only normal profit. The second possibility is that average revenue may be greater than average cost. That is, cost is less and revenue is more. In such a situation, the firm is earning abnormal profit. Supernormal profit is earned by the firm. In the third possibility is that average revenue is less than average cost and the firm is suffering loss. Whatever may be the condition in the short run, in the long run there will be only one possibility, that is average revenue is equal to average cost. We have already said that there is freedom to entry and exit of firms, and automatically if there is freedom to entry of a new firm or existing firm can leave the industry, then in the long run there will be only normal profit, that is AR will be equal to AC in the long run. Therefore, we are going to plot the other two possibilities, that is the possibility of abnormal profit and possibility of loss connected with the short run. Here we are going to plot abnormal profit position. We know that abnormal profit is earned when average revenue is greater than average cost. Here average revenue earned by the firm is MS. Therefore average cost must be passes below the point S if the firm is earning abnormal profit. Here we are going to plot the average cost curve. This is the average cost curve. Here we at the equilibrium level of output OM, the average cost curve is MT. Here average revenue is MS and average cost is MT. Therefore average cost is lower than average revenue, or average revenue is greater than average cost. Therefore profit per unit is equal to ST or TS. The total abnormal profit earned by the firm is OM into TS, that is NPST. NPST is the total abnormal profit earned by the firm under monopolistic competition. This shaded area is the total amount of abnormal profit enjoyed by the firm under monopolistic competition. Suppose if most of the firms are earning abnormal profit, new firms will be attracted to the industry, and finally in the long run they will be earning only normal profit. Therefore whatever may be the condition in the short run, in the long run there will be only normal profit. Now we are going to plot the loss position of a firm under monopolistic competition. For the same we need to plot an average cost which is higher than average revenue. Initially we have x-axis and y-axis and average revenue and marginal revenue. Corresponding to this marginal revenue we are having a marginal cost curve. We have identified equilibrium at point E, and equilibrium output is identified as OM, and price of the commodity now is OP. Here MS is the average revenue. Now we have to plot the average cost above the average revenue, because under loss condition average cost is more than that of average revenue. Therefore we are plot it here. This is the average cost. Average cost is more than that of average revenue. Here average cost is MT. Here average revenue is MS, average cost is MT. Therefore ST is the loss per unit. A firm suffering loss of TS per unit, and the total loss suffered by the firm is NPST, that is this shaded area. The shaded area NPST is the total loss suffered by the firm under monopolistic competition. If a firm is continuously suffering loss, they will leave the industry, and ultimately the existing firms will be earning normal profit. Now we are going to analyze the equilibrium condition of a monopolistically competitive firm in the long run. We have already said that in the long run there is only one possibility, because of the freedom to entry and exit. There will be only normal profit in the long run. For plotting long run equilibrium position, we need to have x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis quantity, on y-axis price, revenue and cost. We have drawn average revenue curve. Corresponding to average revenue curve, we are drawing marginal revenue curve. We are drawing marginal cost MC. We are identifying equilibrium point E, and corresponding to equilibrium point E we have identified equilibrium output OM, and we know that price of the commodity is OP. Now the average revenue of the firm is MS. Therefore we need to have MS average cost. We have identified average revenue MS. Therefore in order to equate this average revenue with average cost, we are drawing an average cost curve like this. This average cost curve is tangent to the average revenue curve at point S, because at the equilibrium point OM quantity is produced. Here average revenue is MS and average cost is also MS. The firm is earning here only normal profit. No additional profit is earned by the firm or no loss is suffered by the firm. At present the firm is earning only normal profit. Here one important thing to be noted is that before reaching the optimum capacity of the firm will have to stop production. That means a firm reaches its optimum capacity, full capacity of production, when the average cost curve is at its minimum. Therefore, here the firm is forced to stop production before reaching the optimum capacity. The optimum capacity of output here is identified at point T, because at point T average cost is at its lowest minimum point. This is the optimum capacity of the firm, maximum capacity of the firm, full capacity of the firm. But this full capacity cannot be used, because if the firm is using this full capacity, average revenue will be lower than that of average cost. That means firm will have to suffer loss. Therefore, if the firm is producing OM1 level of output, which is the optimum capacity of the firm, which is the maximum capacity of the firm, which is the best capacity of the firm cannot produce this excess capacity, this additional capacity, because if they are producing optimum capacity, the firm will have to suffer loss due to market imperfections. A firm will have to stop production before reaching this optimum capacity. Therefore, this unproduced capacity of the monopolistically competitive firm, this unproduced capacity is termed as excess capacity of the monopolistically competitive firm. This excess capacity is an inevitable wastage of monopolistic competition. As compared to perfect competition, a firm is stopping their production at the optimum stage. But here in imperfect competition, in monopolistic competition, the firm cannot move to its optimum capacity, its full capacity. Therefore, this unproduced capacity, unproduced output of the monopolistically competitive firm is termed as excess capacity. In the next video, we will be explaining the process of product differentiation and selling cost separately. Thank you.